Action!
When you hear that, you know it's Ransom-Palooza time. Ransom-Palooza from our sister station 107.5, our official movie reviewer. Hello, my friend. How are you?
It's always great to be here, Heidi. How are you?
I am good. Sorry, it's cold in the studio. It goes up and down. 1 minute I'm roasting, the next minute I'm freezing, so I have the sweater on.
Yeah, I feel like I need a blanket right now.
I know. It happens every once in a while.
Super cold.
I know.
Keeps you awake, though, right?
Yeah, but then the minute I get turn the thermostat, then it gets hot, so I just leave it. You know, it's not me. It's the thermostat, I swear. I got my sweater here. I know it's not. It's not me. I promise. So this week, let me get it right, Captain America Civil War.
Yeah, and it's not about the American Civil War. It's about a civil war between the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So here's what happens.
All right.
All of the events that have led up to this movie have had some heavy ramifications. There have been people who have died. Kind of a similar storyline to what we saw in Batman v Superman, but this movie nails it so right. It just gets it so right. So we actually see these characters who are struggling with the fact that, hey, you know, when we saved the world in New York, a lot of people died. When we saved the world over in this country, a lot of people died. What ends up happening is the government now wants to get involved, and they're saying, look, you guys are great. You guys have saved the world, but we need to have some sort of restrictions on you. And because he does have such a heavy heart, Iron Man, played by Robert Downey Jr., he agrees to it. He says, look, guys, we need to be put in check. And Captain America says, no, we don't.
Yay.
We need
Yay
to
for
be
Captain
able to
America.
do whatever we can. And we need to be able to, because if they start putting regulations on us, who knows?
That's a great storyline. Government, everything's going
regulations?
well, and government wants to come in and ruin it. That's a perfect storyline, and it's so true.
Yeah. Happens every day.
That's great. Absolutely, it happens every day. Okay.
But yeah, that's where you start to see the conflict. And, you know, people side with Captain America, of course, and people take Iron Man's side. We see some new characters in this movie for the first time ever in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We see Spider-Man join up. Ooh. He's played by a kid named Tom Holland, and I have to say, they knocked it out of the park with this Spider-Man. This was my main concern about this, because we have seen Spider-Man on the big screen a couple of times. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. And I thought that they were fine, but this is the best on-screen Spider-Man I have ever seen. And he's only in a fraction of the movie. He gets the character. He is a younger Spider-Man. They don't need to talk about Uncle Ben dying anymore. We know that storyline. He's funny when he's in the heat of battle. He's making jokes. He's cracking everybody up, and they just really, really nail that. So if anything, this movie just got me super excited for the upcoming Spider-Man movie. Another new character is Black Panther. He is a African prince, and I actually don't know too much about this character. I didn't read his comic books growing up, but again, they nail him too.
Who's the actor?
Do you
know?
I don't remember.
So somebody unknown, which sometimes is better
to
have somebody unknown that you don't identify with anything else.
But he's great, and it actually just got me super excited to learn more about this character. Now, I do know that in the next phase of the Marvel movies, he will have his own standalone movie. I'm excited for it now because, you know, I didn't know much about this guy now, but now I know enough to where I want to see more of him.
That's cool. You sound very excited about. I mean, you're making me want to go see it with my husband. My husband would probably, if I went home and said, "Honey, let's go see Captain America," or Captain America, he'd go, "Really?" Well, he would love that.
That's what Disney and Marvel do so well, is that they're able to create these huge comic book battles that are just like going to please the fans of the comic books, but they're able to write these stories that are good for everybody else. They do it better than anybody out there. DC, Fox, Sony, and they do it in a way that you don't really have to watch the other movies to enjoy this one. Of course, if you have caught up, if you followed all the other Marvel movies leading up to this, you're going to appreciate it that much more. But if this is going to be your first Marvel experience, it's going to be a great one, and it's going to blow you out of the water. It's so much fun.
That's so cool. So that definitely gets whatever stars, right? That's great.
Yeah, if we had a numerical scale, this would be very high.
This would be very high. All right, so that's Captain America: Civil War. Real quickly, let me ask you a question, because I saw a story today about the new Han Solo. I'm throwing this at you because I'd never heard of this actor. Have you heard? Obviously, you know everybody. Alden Ehrenreich?
Yeah, he was in a movie last year that didn't do too well in the box office, but you know,
that's a Hail Caesar. He was in that. That was a Clooney movie, right?
That was the Clooney movie. Yeah. It was one that got very high reviews. I did not like it. I thought that it was a little bit too. It was a little too artsy for me, I thought.
What kind of died in the theaters? I don't remember hearing much about it for like 2 seconds.
Murdered at the box office.
Right.
But the kid was good. You know, they've been looking for a new Han Solo for a long time. It's going to be a prequel, obviously.
Okay.
And people who saw the last Star Wars movie know why.
He's 26, so, young guy.
Yeah, so they could actually touch some stories that have never been told and never been seen on the big screen before. Yeah. I thought he was fine in that movie. The movie just wasn't good. So.
Yeah. So sometimes there, and you've said this many times, you've always been very fair that you see through it. And sometimes you see really good performances in movies that aren't that great, and you're very objective about that. Whereas some people just throw the baby out with the bathwater. You never do that. You look at the entire thing, and you look at performances individually. You'll say the story was great, but the acting was bad. The acting was good, but the script was crappy. The special effects. I mean, you're very good at breaking that down so you can evaluate it.
You also got to keep in mind that good actors are going to be in bad movies sometimes,
right.
And you have to look at people's complete resume. We talked about the Huntsman movie a couple of weeks ago, and that has a bunch of great actors: Emily Blunt, Charlize Theron,
Oscar winners, yeah,
some Oscar winners in that. So you really got to look at people's entire resume. I thought that he was fine in that movie. He wasn't the problem in that film. The problem of the film is just the art direction and the actual direction of that film.
It seemed like a stupid premise to me.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Yeah, all right. But we'll see him as Han Solo. Then we'll be looking for that. I knew you'd know who he was. I'd not heard of him. But
and again, I mean, like, this is Disney. We're talking about Marvel and Disney right now. Disney has taken over the rights of Star Wars. They know what they're doing when it comes to storytelling. They know how to write a compelling story that is going to be good for everybody. The last Star Wars movie, again, if you didn't see the other movies, you can go straight into that one and enjoy it just as much.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I mean, I liked it a lot. I'm not a Star Wars freak, but I mean, I saw them when they originally came out. I've seen most of them, but yeah, I liked it. Just fine. But you're right. It was self-contained in that you could enjoy it just on its own merits if you wanted to.
And just like this Captain America movie, if you saw the other ones, you're going to appreciate it that much more, but it stands on its own. And that's what I really like about this Captain America movie. It gets me really excited for future movies. Even Robert Downey Jr., who said that he didn't want to do a standalone Iron Man movie anymore. He has retracted that statement because of this film.
Because they gave him a check. They put a check under his nose and he went,
Let's be honest, that's part of it too. But he loves the character. It's made him a bunch of money and people love it. He loves the character.
Yeah.
He is Iron Man.
But he's also done a lot of other things. He's the kind of guy that I don't just associate with Iron Man because he's been in so many other things and shown a lot of breadth of ability. So if he were to do something entirely different, I wouldn't go, that's Iron Man. I don't think I would. Some people might, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, some people get typecasted, but he established himself before he became Iron Man.
A long time before he did that. Right. So that's not his only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, very cool. Well, so Captain America, Civil War, go out and see it. Ransom says it's great.
It's going to break some records this weekend. You're going to want to see it. I did see it in 3D. I don't think the 3D is that worth it. I never do. I always feel like it's very tacked on. There is a scene in this movie where everybody, all these superheroes are fighting in an empty airport. And it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen as a fan of these movies.
I can't wait to see it. Ransom Palooza on Twitter. We will talk to you next week. How's that baby coming?
It's coming. It's going to be here before we even know it.
Percolating pretty well, huh?
You know it.
All right. Couple more weeks and then daddyhood. Then your life is over, buddy.
Then I might have to take a week off. We'll see.
There you go. All right, Ransom. We'll see you next week.
I'll call from the hospital.